Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in today. I hope you guys are all slowly building up a routine in this special time. I'm Helen, the girl with the hairband, and today we also have Maxence, the funny guy, with us.
Hi guys, I'm Maxence, the funny guy, and I'll be teaching you a lot about video production, live tips. We're gonna tackle a lot of stuff, so I'm really excited to be here with you and to show you all of that.
Cool. So like he said, he will be sharing lots of tips that you will be able to replicate at home. And as live is a co-writing experience, therefore we invite you to join us by sending us a message in the live chat session right below us. You can just log in and then ask us any question or simply say hi. And we will be also sharing some relevant references in the chat as we go. And before that, I want to give you a bit of background of live shopping for those who aren't that familiar with it yet. If you want to know more how our solution looks like in action, apart from following some of our client shows such as Urban Decay, Kios, Nix, etc., you can also sign up for our next webinar, where Azali, the chatty girl, will be sharing a lot of case study with you. You can just sign up from the side. So live shopping has been big in the Asia e-commerce game for years. Taobao generated more than 15.1 billion in gross merchandise value via live streaming, and live video were particularly successful for beauty brands. It's driving 16% of category sales. And it's because live shopping, it's all about engagement, excitement that trigger fast and massive spontaneous purchase. So, all right then, I will leave it for Maxence to introduce us our agenda for today.
Yeah, all right. So I'm Maxence. So I do a lot of content production here at Livescale, and I'm going to show you some tips on having your first setup. So what constitutes a live mobile setup? Well, it's basically just a phone. So most of you already have a smartphone in your pocket, or like here Ellen has one, and it's very easy to go live with Livescale with just that. So you don't need anything big, anything like huge production system with like big cameras that are heavy to carry. No, you just need your smartphone. And so how we're going to do that is I'm going to show you what app we use for going live with Livescale. So I'm just going to connect right now to my iPhone so I can show you guys in real time what to do with your smartphone to go live. So it should appear in just a few seconds.
No worry. In the meantime, I'm posting the link in the chat section below, so you have a link to share with your team if needed.
Okay. All right. So here you guys see my smartphone. So the first thing you want to do when you have your smartphone is you want to head to the App Store or the Google Play Store for downloading the app. The app is called Larix Broadcaster. So here we go, Larix Broadcaster. You want to download that app and install it on your phone. And once it's downloaded, you're going to open it. Now, I don't have anything seeing on my device because I'm already streaming from my phone, so it doesn't show the camera. But if you're not streaming, it's going to work. Don't worry. What you want to do is you're going to head to the Settings tab, and you're going to go to Connections. And here, Connections is where everything happens. You'll first add a connection, and you're going to create your first event on the Livescale dashboard. And in the dashboard, there's going to be the RTMP link, which is the link that connects basically the iPhone to the Livescale server to then distributes it worldwide. And so basically Larix, what it does is it gets what your phone is seeing and it transmits it to the server to distribute it. So it's very neat. So all you're going to have to do here is you're going to have to name your connection. So let's say your live is thinking out live, just like us, thinking out in live. That's your stream. Then here in the RTMP address, you're going to enter the one that is provided in the dashboard to the event you've created. And once that's done, you're just going to hit save. And you're going to have your connection here. So let's use test, which is a connection I already have. I'm going to select it. You're going to see the blue tick appear on the right side of the text. And you can head back to the app. Now here you can start streaming. And if you want to go a bit deeper, you can head back to the settings. And then there's capture and encoding. What capture and encoding is all about is setting up your video settings to what your needs are. So let's say you want something super high quality, you can head here to resolution and you can set that to 4K. So that's going to give you the biggest resolution. You can also head back and go to bitrate, set the bitrate higher. It's going to define the image with a lot more precision, a lot more sharpness, and it's going to look a lot better. So it's very customizable. We have our recommended settings. So I'm going to share those with you right now. So jot down some notes if you want. So what we recommend for resolution is, since not everybody has the best Wi-Fi network, we're still going to 5G and to faster speed with 1 gigabyte internet. The setting we recommend is 1280 by 720, which is commonly known as 720p. So that gives a good high definition screen, but it also doesn't use too much data. Then what you can do is, in the bitrate, you set that to 4000, which is a really neat balance between good quality, not too much data, and it just makes sure that your live won't cut because you're using too much Wi-Fi, which we're gonna look into later on. And so once that's done, everything usually is left to default. That's gonna be more than enough for your needs. And then you can head back to Larix, and when you're done and ready to go live, there's gonna be a red button. You just tap on it and you're instantly live.
So Maxence, which means if the brand they're working with the influencer or the host can simply download the app and do what you just show us, and they will be able to go live from their end as well. They don't have to be in the same place. Is that what you mean?
Exactly, yeah. You can do everything remotely. So you can have someone who's in charge of doing everything that's interacting with your audience, the comments. So this person can be at home. She looks at the comments, she monitors the live, she looks at how many people are watching currently, and she can give cues to the host. And the host is basically only triggering the live. So she has everything set up on her device. And it's really a teamwork that works remotely, which is very great in this situation.
That sounds really cool. So for all of you that's listening, if you just want to get started in live shopping and you don't have any experience before, and you just want to get started with an influencer now, so you know it's actually pretty handy, in especially this special time, that you can just connect with them and then show them the video. So after the mobile setup, shall we go into the next one for the minimal lighting setup, since like we don't have a production house that to do the live show right now? Is that something that can be done at home?
Yeah, definitely. So lighting it's important. It's not the critical element of your life, but it really adds a sort of professionalism to your life. So you'll want to think twice about what kind of lighting solution you want. So here, for example, right now I'm using just one simple light I bought off of Amazon. Amazon has a wide range of ring lights, of lighting solutions. So here you see Helen has a ring light that's about $40. So if you're willing to spend a few bucks on your lighting solution, that's going to increase the quality of your life very much. So if you look at Helen right now, she doesn't have the light on. Her face is like not as it's not as focused. So you know it's not as fun to watch the light, because it doesn't feel like she's in the foreground. When she has the light on, it really looks like all the highlights of her face are put forward, and so it really looks like you're talking to this person. Whereas if she's hidden by the shadows with no lights, it doesn't look as good. And what's cool with lights is you can have a simple solution like a ring light, and if you want to get more creative, you can get LED lights and change the color, the mood of your video. So let's say, for example, right now I tried to do for this video a kind of Blade Runner action movie look. So you see that on my left here, I have a blue light that's casting on my left face. And on my right, I have a panel light that is casting yellow. So I'm playing with colors to give like a certain look or a certain mood to my video. And it really enhances your the quality of your video. So this is for what you can add to your life, what you can do to increase the quality of your life with external accessories. What you also want to do first is you're going to want to prevent unwanted light. So let's say right now, I don't have, here you see, I have a floodlight that I turned off, because if I turn that on, it's going to cast light onto my face and it's going to make this weird shadows. You also want to make sure that there's not too much light in your back. So let me show you. You see here, Helen, if she has the light in her back, it's not good. It doesn't highlight the subject of the video. So for example, right now I have my blinds in the back that are closed. If I open it up, I'll show you. It's not as good. So it casts this weird blinding light. So right now the focus of the camera is on my face. So it really exposes the light in the back a lot more. So it looks like a bright white thing, and it's distraction. Whereas like if it does not appear, it's a lot easier to watch for your audience, and it's a lot more convincing when you're doing a live. You want your audience to feel like you know what you're doing, and you know how to do a live, you know how to set up the scene, you know how to tune up everything to the perfection. So that's pretty much it for live.
That's really cool. Actually, the ring light that you guys seeing that is to me, I just got it during this quarantine time because we need to do a lot of video production. So it's a really handy one that I just got quickly from Amazon. And besides what the Maxence has demonstrated, I wanted to show you that's actually the ring light comes with different color. They have this one that I'm using right now. You can see from my face, it's a normal tone. And they have a warm tone and cold tone. And the reason why we want to point it out is because everybody's living in a different environment with different daylight and then the color of your light bulb as well. And with this kind of rain light come in really handy because it can easily accommodate with whatever environment you're in as well.
Yeah, exactly. And different temperature of light are going to give different mood to your video. So a cooler light, which is more similar to daylight, it's going to look more professional, more formal. So that's really good if you're doing a business, if you're into something, you're doing a live, you're doing banking, and you're doing a live class on how to deal with your finances. It's going to look a lot better to have a cool light because it looks formal, it looks professional. If you're more like an influencer and you're pointing out makeup stuff and you're trying to get really close to your audience, you want to have a warmer light, because a warmer light is more cozy. It looks like at night when you have a table desk lamp. It's really good for doing that, to make it more cozy. Like right now, I have a warm light on my side. It looks a lot more warm. Exactly. So try it out.
Yeah, it's really easy. If you guys are watching the video, I'm sure that you guys can master it. So basically, the visual is down. So how about the audio, Maxence? Is there something that you need to set up?
Yeah, the audio is always tricky, but I'll show you how to deal with the audio. Sounds good?
Yeah, and at the same time, I'll be sharing a link that is Maxence as well on our YouTube channel, sharing with you how to do optimal audio setting.
Yeah, so, exactly. So optimal audio. So you wanna increase the quality of your audio. Usually, so the smartphones are communication devices. So they are made to be good communication devices. That means the microphones on your phones are already top of the line. So it's really not a necessity to add external microphones. If you want to increase the sound quality, of course you can do. I believe that the weight ratio of having a better microphone and the price, it's a lot. So I strongly advise to have just your microphone on your phone. What's going to be really important is how you place your phone and how you deal with the microphone that's integrated into your phone. So let's say if I take an iPhone, for example, so that's my iPhone. There's 3 microphones. There's one in the front, there's one on the bottom, and there's one on the back. So when you do your live, you want to make sure that the microphone is in line with yourself so that it picks it up right away. However, you don't want to have it too close, So if it's like right up to your face, it's not good. It's gonna help, but it's gonna sound too loud. It's gonna start to distort. So you want to try it out. So you want to try it out basically before your live. Try different settings. Try to see how it sounds, and also really make sure not to obstruct your microphone. Sometimes you might have just a cable that's dangling in front of the microphone. Forgot my word, but it just basically makes noise in front of the microphone. So that's a no-go. And also when you're dealing with sound, the most important thing is going to be also the ambient noise. That's 99% the most important aspect. So if you're in an office environment and it's super loud and you don't have a lot of quietness, it's going to be important to make sure that you kind of block the sound as much as possible. Be it you use blankets to block the sounds. It's going to be super important because external noise is something that's hard to control, and having a quiet environment is really going to help increase the quality of your sound. And you also don't want to be in a room that doesn't have too many objects, because it's going to be super echoey and that's going to sound like you're very far from the camera. And again, it's not going to feel personal. It's not going to sound as good as if the sound is not reflecting. It's like right into the microphone. So for optimal audio, try to not obstruct your microphone and try to control the external noise as much as possible so that it does not impact your audio.
In visual, Maxence is saying that if you're using your phone to film, you don't have to talk like that because it will be too loud. Or if you with your headphone, just be aware that maybe your hair, your shirt, it's going to keep touching the microphone. It's going to make some noise. As long as you're aware of this issue, I'm sure you'll be fine, because we're all doing this like when we're chatting with people as well. So it's not something that new for you. It's just something that you have to maybe remind yourself a little bit during the live. And that being said, the Maxence that it's hard for us to control the external sound, and then we need to find an optimal environment for the live. But live is not about being perfect. Live is about being real. So the only thing you need to make sure and control is to make sure your audience can hear you clearly. I'm sure you also hear some car sound that it's just right in my videos, because anything exactly, but that doesn't matter. As long as you hear me, you know that we are all staying from home. I'm just like you, and that's the whole purpose of being really authentic during your life as well.
Yeah, and you want to embrace those moments. You want to imperfection is perfection in some ways. So if there's something that happens, make a joke about it, or just if it's someone who comes into the live, just ask them how they're doing, and like just make it real. It's live, and after all, nobody's perfect. So if you add those touch of humanitarian, not humanitarian, but you know, those personal touch with your let's say to your roommate, it's gonna feel a lot more like, oh, this person's just like me, and we're having a conversation and they're teaching me stuff. It feels a lot more personal, and it's cool. It's fun to feel this way.
Cool. So we get all the essential down for the setting, but if we want to step up the game a little bit, like to present the product or to position ourselves in a better position, is there some rules that we can follow, Maxence?
Yeah. So when you do your live, you wanna think about how you're gonna present what you're presenting. So let's say you're just talking to the camera. You're gonna be fine to be in the middle of your camera. So just talking, it's fine. If, however, you wanna present a product, try to move to one side. So let's say I'm here, and have your product on the opposite side, so it creates a balance in the screen between the two. Exactly like that. Also, try to move the object closer to the camera. That helps a lot to showcase the product. It makes the focus on the camera and not on the object and not on your person. So that's something you want to consider.
Exactly. Basically, just like when you're taking photo, if you want that to be the focus, make sure it sparks instead of the other thing that you don't want it to show as the main character. Maxence, we have a question here from Phil. He's asking us, do you recommend us using headphone during the live show?
Yeah, it could help to use headphones so that there's no feedback of the microphone into from the speaker into the microphone. It's really up to you. Like I said before, try it out, see what is more important to you. If you have headphones, moving might cause the microphone to touch your chest, and it's going to create noise. Really just try it out. It really depends on
a little bit of tips here. I recommend maybe feel if your live content, it's like involve a lot of movement. Let's say I'm doing a makeup tutorial that I'll be taking different kind of brush and doing different kind of action, then probably I will not go for headphone, because which means I'll be moving a lot. Then having just using the phone will give me a lot more flexibility. But if I'm today just here chatting with you, as you can see from a lot of Instagram live, they're just like doing some chit chat section, then using a headphone, I think you would do like just fine.
Yeah.
Cool. So, all right. He say thank you. All right, so let's move on to the next one, and that's what we're here for. So after all the tips that we can use before we get started, as I know many people here, they're not a pro like you, right, Maxence? So is there some tips that we can give them to avoid accident or incident happen before the live show?
Yeah, so there's two things. You want to prevent notifications from interrupting your live, and you want to prevent Wi-Fi issues. So for notifications, I'm going to show you real quick how to do it. So I'm going to head again and
sorry, I forgot to turn off my Slack notification.
Yeah, so for iPhone, so it's pretty similar on Android. So you want to head to the settings app, head to do not disturb, and in do not disturb, you want to enable do not disturb and have silence to always. So here you don't want it to while iPhone is locked. You want it to be to always. And you want to allow calls from no one and repeated calls turn to off. So that's going to prevent calls from interrupting your live event. So let's say you're talking and there's a phone call, it's going to cut. So you want to really prevent that. It's very crucial that before the live you go through that. Second thing is, yeah, I don't know if you had anything to add to that.
No, I just want to tell you guys that because there are a lot of different kind of scenario that could happen for notification or different version of your mobile. So I'm again sharing the link below where Maxence already prepared beforehand on our YouTube channel. If we didn't address your case in this time, you can go and check out a video later.
Yeah. All right. So also the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi we've all had those Wi-Fi issues. You have your little brother that's playing a video game, or he's downloading the latest video game. He's watching Netflix. You have your parents watching Game of Thrones. It can get pretty busy on the bandwidth of your Wi-Fi network. So when you know you're gonna have a live event, tell all person that are on your Wi-Fi that they turn off their Wi-Fi, or that they just don't download. Try to reserve everything to a minimum. You don't want to do what Helen is doing by going on Netflix during the live, because that's gonna take a lot of bandwidth. And if you have a lot of bandwidth, then it's gonna start to prioritize stuff, but it might not prioritize your life, and then it's gonna just cut your life, and you're gonna have the little spinning wheel. Your audience is gonna get annoyed that it cuts every few seconds or so. So it's very important to make sure that nobody is downloading, watching Netflix, uploading files, anything that's really internet hungry. So don't start FaceTiming your mom.
Oh, I'm just trying to tell my mom I'm doing live rap right now. So that's something case that could happen, because now we're all working from home. We are trying to stay connected with everybody. So especially if you're starting at this time, make sure nobody in your home is FaceTiming their friend as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so now we learn how to prevent notification during the live, so your live feed won't be cut. And we also learn how to make sure that the bandwidth of the Wi-Fi will be optimal. Yeah. Later, I will share a link below is how to test your Wi-Fi speed and see if it's good enough for the live show and what you can do, like what Maxence just suggested.
That's super important. It's super easy, but it's also good to know what your speed is.
So. Yeah, exactly. So what about during the live show? What if my mobile phone battery ran low and then it just cut? Is there something that I can do to prevent it?
Yeah. So if you're in an environment where you have access to an AC outlet, you're gonna want to plug in your phone, because you never know. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm gonna do a live that's gonna last 30 minutes, and then you get carried away and you go overboard. You're at 1 hour, and then you hadn't planned to go live for that long. And live, it records your sound, it records your video, it displays the video on your screen. It's super battery hungry. So if you're doing a live for a long time, you want to make sure to plug in your phone and also disable all background processes on your phone. So let's say you have Facebook, everything. You want to not have your flashlight open and stuff like that are gonna take a lot more battery. So really try to reduce everything that's not necessary to a minimum. So let's say you want to kill all your apps on your phone. So that's something that's super easy to do, but it's gonna make a huge difference when it comes to optimizing your battery for a long time.
Cool. So that's pretty much the kind of accident that you can try to prevent it happen. And because that's pretty much it as well, if ever anything really happened during the live show, again, just like what we've been keep saying and saying, it's a live. And that's why they love live. People love live because their accident happened. There's something that is not scripted. So sometime when this happens, just trying to play around and then just to play out of it. Cool. So during the live show, we already learned how to prevent the accident that we could. And what about after the show? Everybody's been asking, a lot of customers want to have a playback of the video. Is that something possible for them to do?
Yeah, definitely. So playing back a video is, so what we recommend is when you do a live, try to have it to one channel. So you have everybody watching your live. It feels like it's in the moment. Then you probably want to use it a week later to promote for your next live event, because you want to show, oh, we did that last week. Tune in. You're going to be the first one to learn about all those tricks. So downloading your live event is going to be a part of your after event procedure. So what you want to do for Larix is it's pretty simple. So Larix, in the settings, I'm going to show you my screen once again. Won't be too long.
Yeah, so at the same time, again, I will be posting 2 videos because you will have a different version of your mobile and then your computer system to download the video. So for the Windows and for the Mac version, they will all be in the chat below. And also, I just want to remind you guys, I see people commenting as well. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Just put it in the live chat and we will be answering you right now.
Yeah. All right. So you would head back to settings in Larix Broadcaster. And again, capturing and encoding, that's the page where we had the resolution and everything. So on the first page, if you go to video at the bottom, oh, they changed it. It's in record. So now there's a record tab and you have to enable record stream right here. So there we go, record, and the storage is local. You can also have to photo libraries if you want it uploaded to your photo library directly. So that means it's going to be in your in the Photos app. And you can split the video in sections. So let's say you want short snippets of your video. It's really customizable. So it's really good for that. And so let's say for me, I'm using local. So once I have local, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen on my laptop. So here we go, share screen, and we're going to go.
Before we go too fast, guys, just send us a message because it's pretty new for you guys, we know. So probably like we are going fast because we are familiar with it. Just let us know.
So this video is going to be available later on too. So no worries if you didn't catch it, you'll be able to see it again. I'll try to go a bit slower. So what we did is we went into Larix, we headed to capturing and encoding, and then in capturing and encoding, we enabled record to local. So when you have enabled to local, that means it's going to be accessible in the Finder on your Mac. So it's pretty much the same thing on Windows. You're going to go in File Explorer and you're going to have your device in iTunes, and you're just going to pull the live from there. On Mac, it's a bit different. I'm going to show you because that's what I have here. So on Mac, here you go to your phone on the left side, and you will want to click on the little arrow. So in the little arrow, you're going to have files. In files, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see Larix. And you want to expand that section. And once it's expanded, you're going to see all your live shows. So from there, it's pretty simple. You just pick one up and you drag and drop it to your desktop. And once it's on your desktop, it's going to be available for you to edit in your favorite software, to upload it on YouTube as well. So it's very easy to do.
Cool. So that's pretty much it for the walkthrough of the essential tips that we want to share with you about how to kickstart your first live shopping show easily from home. If you can, as you can see, it's like a 30-minute section, and if you have your team that want to get started, they missed the show, that's not a problem. We will be having a playback of this webinar after, where you can just subscribe right now, and then on the side, I don't know if it's this way or this way, on the side of the video there will be a sign up for the next webinar. If you leave us your email, we will be sending you the link of the playback where you can share with your team. And let me just take a look and see if there is some question from you guys that we missed. So it looks like Maxence, you explained really clearly. Everybody said, well, they all understand everything. So I guess if there is nothing to add, and thanks everyone for coming today that show up and stay until the end. We hope you guys jot down some good note to kickstart your live shopping show. And if you still have confusion or you don't know if live shopping fits your business, again on the side there is a form that you can fill in to have a one-to-one consultation section with us, and we can discuss based on your business if there's something that fits you, how you can get started, and especially in this time, what is the strategy. We can also share some advice with you. And if you want to follow us and not to miss the next webinar that we have, again, Azali, the chatty girl, will be sharing some case study from our customers, the past show that our customer did, like Kios, Urban Decay, and Nix, and you will be able to subscribe to our notification on the side. And then you can follow us on social media. We're livescale.tv on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We have it everywhere. So I guess that's it from us for today.
Yeah, that was very fun.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy as well. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.